Hello, and this is a hand tracking visual based program that I made using MediaPipe that uses your hands to control the square on screen. One hand changes the color and one hand changes the size and rotation. I was originally inspired to do this when I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw the poet engineer making this really cool thing with her hand, and that just made me determined to want to make something like that. So I spent the entire day learning how to use MediaPipe, specifically the hand tracking. I went through the documentation and learned how to use it in JavaScript so I can make a website out of it, and what you're seeing now is on a website hosted locally on my computer. The main part of the code is the onResults function. We start by clearing the frame and redrawing it over and over again. I also flip the frame so that it matches what we see as humans if we were to look in a mirror. Then, this part of the code maps where the hands are. It looks for where the index finger and the thumb of each hand are, assigns them an X and a Y position, and then flips those positions to again match with what the camera shows. The draw landmarks at the bottom then draws a white circle at each of those points. This is what the differentiation between the hands is. We start by getting the X and Y distances between the thumb and the index, finding the midpoint and the distance and the angle. We then assign the angle to the square on screen and assign the radius to a distance times the scaling factor, thus the base radius. We then draw a line between the 2 points and draw some text in the middle that shows what the distance is currently. And for the left hand, we start with the same distance and angle calculation, except this time we use the angle to calculate the hue and the distance to calculate the saturation. The lightness is always constant. We then assign the square this color based off of what the hue, saturation, and lightness is. Then again, we draw the line between the 2 points and add the hue text in the center. Finally, this is the code that applies those changes to the square and draws it on the screen. While I do plan to do more with the visual side of things, I became really interested in the practical applications of this. And so I decided to make a very simple ASL alphabet recognizer using TensorFlow. To train the model, I had to start by collecting data points, and to do this, I created a capture button which took the landmarks of each finger and dot on the screen on my hand and converted it into data that I can use. This was done through the normalized landmarks function, which then flattened the data and focused on the shape of my hand rather than focusing on where in the screen it is. Then I used train model to create a small neural network using TensorFlow, which takes the landmark values as input and uses it to recognize which letter each set of symbols belongs to. Finally, this is where I do the predictions, which just as it takes the latest landmarks that are being shown on the screen, and the trained model will predict the letter that I'm signing in real life. So that is where I am currently with this project. I plan to keep doing more, but that's all for today. Thank you for watching.